The world of music is full of iconic instruments, but few resonate quite like the Gibson guitar. For over a century, this name has been synonymous with quality and innovation. Orville Gibson's story begins in Chateau Gay, New York. Even as a young man, Orville had a knack for craftsmanship. He was drawn to the intricate details of woodworking, but Orville's true passion lay in music. He wanted to build instruments that would inspire others to make their own melodies. Orville Gibson's story begins far from the bright lights and big stages. He was born in 1856 in Chateau Gay, New York. Despite the tranquility of his surroundings, young Orville possessed a restless spirit. He yearned for a way to express the creativity that bubbled within him. He found solace in music, its melodies offering an escape from the monotony of everyday life. Orville's passion for music soon extended beyond playing. He became fascinated by the instruments themselves. He began to tinker, making minor adjustments to his mandolin, experimenting with different string gauges. Orville's inquisitive nature led him to explore other instruments as well. He meticulously took them apart, studying their construction. Each disassembled instrument deepened Orville's understanding of the delicate interplay between wood, shape, and tension. Local musicians began bringing him their instruments for repairs and adjustments. The late 19th century was a time of great change in America. Orville, restless and eager to expand his horizons, felt the pull of urban migration. In 1890, at the age of 34, Orville made the momentous decision to leave Chateau Gay and head west to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Kalamazoo, known for its furniture manufacturing and burgeoning musical instrument industry, offered Orville a chance to immerse himself in a community of like-minded craftsmen. Upon arriving in Kalamazoo, Orville quickly found work as a cabinet maker. However, his passion for music never waned. In 1894, Orville Gibson took a leap of faith. He rented a small workshop in downtown Kalamazoo, where the Gibson Mandolin Guitar Manufacturing Company Limited was born. Orville's initial focus was on mandolins, but he wasn't content to simply replicate traditional designs. The early years of the Gibson Mandolin Guitar Manufacturing Company were a whirlwind of activity. Orville, driven by his passion, worked tirelessly to keep pace with the growing demand for his instruments. Despite the challenges, Orville never lost sight of his commitment to quality. The year 1902 marked a turning point in Gibson's history. 5 Kalamazoo businessmen formed a partnership to formally incorporate the Gibson Mandolin Guitar Manufacturing Company Limited. This partnership provided Gibson with the financial stability and organizational structure needed for growth. The heart of Gibson's success lay in its dedication to craftsmanship. Orville Gibson instilled a deep respect for the art of instrument making in every aspect of the business. Skilled artisans worked side by side, transforming raw materials into works of art. The selection of woods was a meticulous process, with each piece chosen for its tonal qualities. Spruce was favored for the tops, while maple was often used for the backs, sides, and necks. Despite the growing success of the Gibson Mandolin Guitar Manufacturing Company, the early 1900s were not without their challenges. Orville Gibson began to find himself increasingly at odds with the realities of running a large business. He preferred to spend his time in the workshops, surrounded by the sights and sounds of instrument making. The investors clashed with Orville's more idealistic approach to instrument making. In 1908, Orville Gibson made the difficult decision to step down from his leadership role. With Orville Gibson no longer at the helm, the company entered a new chapter. The new leadership recognized the need to adapt and innovate. One of the most significant innovations was the further development and refinement of the archtop guitar. While Gibson's archtop guitars were gaining popularity, the mandolin remained a cornerstone of the company's identity. The F-style mandolin, introduced in 1922, featured a more ornate and visually striking design. Its unique design gave the instrument a powerful projecting tone. The development of the F-style mandolin is credited to Lloyd Law. Law brought a scientific approach to his work, seeking to create instruments with exceptional tonal qualities. The 1920s and 1930s were a time of great experimentation in music. Gibson embraced this spirit of innovation, continually refining its models and introducing new designs. In 1936, Gibson introduced the ES-150, the first commercially successful Spanish-style electric guitar. While Gibson's arch-top guitars were making waves, a new style of guitar was emerging, the dreadnought. In 1934, Gibson introduced its own version, the Gibson J35. The J35 produced a powerful, balanced tone, making it ideal for a wide range of musical styles. The introduction of the dreadnought marked a significant shift in Gibson's approach to guitar design. The 1940s brought a different kind of sound as the world was at war. The need for wartime supplies meant that Gibson had to adapt. The factory floors were now dedicated to producing vital goods for the war effort. This shift in production was a testament to the company's adaptability and commitment to supporting the nation. The post-war era brought cultural and technological changes that impacted music and Gibson's trajectory. The rise of youth culture and new musical genres propelled the electric guitar to the forefront of popular music. Gibson was well positioned to capitalize on this trend. In 1952, the introduction of the Les Paul model marked a pivotal moment in Gibson's history. The Les Paul, with its solid mahogany body and two humbucker pickups, redefined what was possible with the electric guitar. The success of the Les Paul solidified Gibson's position as a leader in the world of electric guitars, but the company refused to rest on its laurels. The latter half of the 20th century was a time of continued innovation and experimentation for Gibson, as the company sought to meet the evolving demands of musicians across a wide range of genres. New models were introduced, classic designs were reimagined, and the boundaries of guitar design were continually pushed. In 1961, Gibson introduced the SG, or solid guitar, a radical departure from the Les Paul's more traditional design. The SG, with its double cutaway body, slimmer neck profile and lighter weight, was designed for greater playing comfort and access to the upper frets. The SG's distinctive horns and often vibrant finishes like the iconic cherry red made it a favorite among rock and blues guitarists, its raw, powerful tone helping to define the sound of a generation. A guitar, no matter how well crafted, is nothing more than an inanimate object until it's brought to life in the hands of a musician. And Gibson guitars have had the unique privilege of being embraced by some of the most iconic and influential musicians of all time. From the smoky blues clubs of Chicago to the massive stadiums of arena rock, Gibson guitars have been there. Their sounds shaping genres, inspiring generations, and becoming synonymous with the very soul of music. It's one thing to craft a quality instrument, it's another thing entirely to see your creation embraced by artists who can unlock its true potential. Gibson guitars have been fortunate in attracting a diverse and talented roster of players. These musicians, drawn to the unique combination of craftsmanship, tone, and playability that defines the Gibson brand, have in turn shaped the identity of these instruments, forging an unbreakable bond between artist and instrument. The blues, that raw and soulful music born from the fields of the Mississippi Delta, found a perfect partner in the Gibson guitar. The warm, resonant tones of Gibson's archtops, with their ability to sing and cry, provided a voice for the bluesman's joys and sorrows. And no guitarist embodied this partnership more than Riley B. King, better known to the world as B.B. King. As the blues evolved and morphed, giving birth to the raw energy of rock and roll, Gibson guitars were there every step of the way. The electric guitar, once relegated to the fringes of popular music, was thrust into the spotlight, becoming the driving force behind this new and rebellious genre. And no other guitar brand would have as profound an impact on shaping the sound of rock and roll as Gibson. The Gibson Les Paul, with its solid body construction, powerful humbucker pickups and undeniable stage presence, became the weapon of choice for a new generation of guitar heroes. Chuck Berry, with his duck walks and infectious riffs, helped to define the early sound of rock and roll with his Gibson ES 350. Jimmy Page, the legendary guitarist of Led Zeppelin, wielded his Les Paul like sonic wands, conjuring up everything from bluesy riffs to thunderous rock anthems. The Gibson SG, with its lighter weight, slimmer neck and devilish good looks, found favor among guitarists seeking a different kind of sonic fire. To truly understand the impact of Gibson guitars, one needs only to look at the pantheon of guitar gods who have made these instruments their own. These are the musicians who pushed the boundaries of what was possible with 6 strings and an amplifier, their names etched in the annals of music history, their sounds forever linked to the instruments they wielded on stage. Jimmy Page, with his mystical aura and mastery of both acoustic and electric guitar, helped to shape the sound of Led Zeppelin, one of the most influential rock bands of all time. His use of a Gibson Les Paul Custom, with its warm, sustaining tone and seemingly endless sonic possibilities, became legendary, inspiring countless guitarists to chase their own stairway to heaven. Eric Clapton, known for his soulful phrasing and blues-infused solos, has had a long and storied relationship with Gibson guitars. From a small workshop in Kalamazoo to the world stage, Gibson's journey has been nothing short of remarkable. Orville Gibson's vision, born from a love of music and a passion for craftsmanship, gave rise to a company that would revolutionize the way we make and experience music. The instruments he conceived, with their innovative designs, meticulous craftsmanship and undeniable soul, have left an indelible mark on countless genres, inspiring generations of musicians and music lovers alike. Think about the sonic landscape of the 20th century. From the gritty blues of Robert Johnson to the soaring anthems of Led Zeppelin. From the soulful melodies of B.B. King to the raw power of Slash's riffs. Gibson guitars have been there, their voices woven into the very fabric of musical history. They've been played on street corners and in concert halls, in smoky bars and on stadium stages, their sounds resonating with the hopes, dreams and emotions of millions. We've only just begun to scratch the surface of Gibson's incredible journey. In the next part of our series, we'll delve deeper into the evolution of this iconic brand, exploring the challenges and triumphs that have shaped its destiny. We'll trace Gibson's path through changing musical landscapes, from the rise of rock and roll to the emergence of heavy metal and beyond. We'll explore the innovations that cemented Gibson's status as an industry leader, from the development of the humbucker pickup to the creation of iconic models like the Flying V and the Explorer. And we'll meet more of the legendary musicians who've made Gibson their instrument of choice, from blues pioneers to rock icons, from jazz virtuosos to country legends. Their stories, intertwined with the story of Gibson, will reveal the profound connection between an artist and their instrument, a bond built on passion, creativity, and the pursuit of the perfect sound. Stay tuned.